Malaysia has a corruption problem, and that problem is so big that every year we lose billions of ringgit to it. If left unchecked, corruption will not only affect our economy and global ratings, it will also create more social problems for this country. Which is why the new government has come out with a 5-year plan to rid the country of graft. It's called the National Anti-Corruption Plan, but will it be effective? With more than 100 initiatives, the NACP is said to be a comprehensive plan which will address matters such as political funding, asset declaration, and accountability within government agencies. But for more on the plan, we turn to Sri Abu Kassim, a former head of the MACC and a current Director General of the Governance, Integrity and Anti-Corruption Centre. There have been a few plans in the past, such as the National Integrity Plan, which also address corruption, but they only achieved little success. How is the NACP different from the previous plans?
NIP is more of engagement, and NKRA during government transformation to 0110 and so on until years after that is looking into 26 areas where they concern that have an impact to corruption. But today it was formed, the anti-corruption plan was formed or developed based on expectation of the people. You look at this plan, you're talking about real tangible changes in the policies, strategies. Initiatives taken are real. Like, we are not saying that, okay, we draft or academically we come up with a good document and say, okay, this is the anti-corruption plan. We start from zero. No. 23 out of 115 policy decision has been made and they are in progress.
Why should the everyday Malaysian be excited about this new plan? What can they expect?
I believe that what public want is a clean Malaysia. Malaysia that the process of getting services in the government agencies fast, and they do not have to pay any money or any extra money. They have a more effective government delivery and so on.
So what you can assure is that we'll have faster and more efficient government services in the next 5 years.
One of the major area reform that we propose in the anti-corruption plan.
I heard one of the initiatives even involves accountability to the Prime Minister. Is that true?
Oh yes, the Prime Minister will only hold 2 terms, and his power of appointing Chief Commissioner and Auditor General is no more in his hand. He will be pushing it to the Parliament. It's not that is a real tangible changes in the country. And the monitoring perspective, this is the most crucial part. In any anti-corruption plan, if you do not have a strong monitoring mechanism, it will tend to be failure. It will be failed. For that purpose, the JICC is the institution that was mandated to fully monitor and evaluate all the initiatives that drafted in the anti-corruption plan. We will make a kind of report to the Special Cabinet Committee for Corruption chaired by the Prime Minister every 2 months, meaning that the whole machinery is monitoring at the implementation at the highest level. And what happened down there is the role of all the KSUs.
Were there any resistance from the KSUs?
I do not know yet. We have to look into, but I believe that they will participate, and the problem is how far the commitment from at the lowest level or from the middle level and so on. We will use a methodology that recommended by UN especially on looking how effective a policy when it was implemented. If it is successful, we look at the impact. If it is not effective, then we look back why. If it's totally not effective, we may drop it. We look at another initiative.
The government has a lot on its plate, like the nation's debt problem. Do you honestly think that Pakatan Harapan has the political will to carry through with this plan for the next 5 years and beyond?
The NACP. I go by what I heard, I see, and I experience. Until today, I found that the government are serious. The present government is very serious in fighting corruption. But of course, here and there you may have some hiccup, but it's a new government. You must give some time to make sure that everybody at the same page and doing the same thing.
But Tun Dr. Mahathir has previously said that he will hand over the premiership to Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim before the next general election. That's a whole, that might change the whole cabinet, and then there will be another transition period. Do you think this will affect the implementation of the NECP and JICC?
We are formed by the new government with an aspiration of what they promised to the people. As I said, the majority of the promises is on governance, integrity and anti-corruption. And they form us, and this government will rule until 5 years. Whoever the ruling, who the Prime Minister, this is the government that want this to happen. The Prime Minister is one person who driving the whole machinery of this country. But the formation of this center is something that what the present government want. If they don't want to focus on corruption anymore, then they can dismantle. But as long as I understand, this is the reason, the existence of the new government because of fighting corruption in this country. And I believe that they will continue until the next general election.
With everything that you said, how confident are you that the NECP will achieve its targets and goals?
Based on experience of other countries, indeed many countries who have transformed the country from a corrupt country to become lesser and lesser and lesser. We found that a strategic, documented, effective anti-corruption plan is one of the dominant factors that transform the whole organization, the whole countries.
So, very confident?
Very confident.
From a scale of 1 to 10?
I don't want to put it very high, but I can say that not less than 8.
The NECP will be launched on January 29. But what do you think? Will the Pakatan Harapan government succeed in making Malaysia one of the cleanest countries in the world by 2030?